Okay, g'day guys. This is going to be a video about how to improve your alignment when you're lining up out on the golf course. Okay, so a lot of the time I notice that when I ask people where they're aiming at a certain target, might be the 150 sign out here on the range, but when I go on the golf course, I ask them where you're aiming, they start down the middle of the fairway, and I stand behind them, and it's very obvious to me that they're aiming way out to the right or way out to the left. And if you compare that to where they think they're aiming, they're a long way out of whack. Now that's going to cause a lot of problems. The number one problem that's going to be is obviously direction. You have to aim the gun before you fire the gun. Otherwise, you're going to be hitting all over the place. So aim is really important to begin with. It's going to give you much better feedback about why the ball actually went left or right if you actually know where you're aiming to begin with. And then the other one is contact, because if you're aiming left and right, the low point in your swing is going to move forwards and backwards quite a lot. Along with the direction, you're going to have all sorts of trouble making good contact and then knowing where it actually is going to go anyway. So you get a lot of false feedback. So what you've got here on the ground is a couple of alignment sticks. Okay, now these can be sticks like that. They can be a couple of golf clubs, but pretty much what you want to do is stand back behind. So if I came in here, I'm standing right behind and I'm having a look where they're pointing, and I'm putting the ball down in between them there. I'm imagining a line going through that ball as well, all the way out to the target, and just making sure that everything's lined up. So what I can then do is I can come on in, line my club face up at 90 degrees to these lines down here, and I now know when I take my stance and my feet are nice and parallel as well, that I can stand here and know that I am now definitely aiming at my target. And the main reason for that is because I've done it from back there on an extension of that line. One of the biggest issues with lining up golf shots is that the rules tell us we have to stand over to the side of the ball to hit it, right? It's a rule of golf. But trying to line something up over there with something over there from over here is not something you do in your life. You know, you'd always be on an extension of that line. So that's what these shafts are doing for you. You might set up to a ball like that, and I ask people to do this a lot, and they have their feet down lined up with that, and they line the club up, and then I ask them to look up at the target, and I ask them to tell me where they feel like they're aiming, and they say, oh, I feel like I'm aiming way right or I'm aiming way left. That's a good indicator that what you think you're doing and what's actually going on are quite a bit out of whack. So this is what these sticks are for. Adam Scott will hit thousands of balls with these shafts down on the ground. All these top tour pros have these alignment sticks down all the time to constantly check where they're aiming. Got to aim the gun before you fire it. So this is a crucial part of any good setup to the ball. So you come on in, line your club face up, take your stance, have a look at the target, because you want to imprint that image and that feeling of looking at that target, knowing that you're actually aiming at it and what that feels like, okay? Then you can come on in, swing away, and start to get some good feedback about where the ball's actually going, okay? So that's alignment.